What is up, guys? Big Bowie here. Working in the shop. I figured I'd make a full-length video of this one just because I haven't really done a full-length video since moving. Been 6+ months. Just moving is such a hassle when you have a real day job. Anyways, moved into my dream house. I'm building a shop, building the new shop, I should speak. We got the lift delivered. It's an Advantage lift. It seemed like the best for the reviews. And yeah, it's sitting in the garage. So let's go ahead and unbox this, put it together, and see how this process looks. And actually, before I even get to like the time lapse of ripping all the boxes open, going through the plastic and stuff, let me just show you how it ships. So it ships on a rollback. They put it on casters, roll it wherever you want. Legally, they said they can't put it in your garage unless you help them. So angle iron frame, like 3/16 angle iron frame. Everything's bolted together, stacked on top. Both poles and the bottom level are in there as well. And yeah, that's how it shipped. Got this one on Black Friday, so came with a free pneumatic airbag jack. Probably will never use it, but whatever, it's free. Yeah, so here it is. 10,000 pound lift. Really not a lot to it, so let's get to unboxing. So taking a break, we actually got the engine hoist in because that seems to be the only logical way to get this out. So we're gonna use the engine hoist and get back to taking this apart and standing it up. Okay, as you saw in the time lapse, in order to get it square, using a bunch of measuring tapes going against the wall, you gotta make sure the columns are plumb against each other and everything. So gonna go ahead and measure out here using extra measuring tapes. Got a 90 on that end, and do it on both sides till I get the distance I want between the garage door, the front of the shop, and so on. So I got some measuring and some marking to do. I'll check in after. All right, so everything is in place where we want it. What we ended up doing was taking that measurement, running it off the wall, finding that back right corner, running the manual. It was like 134.88 inches from the very far left side all the way to the other side. So that's what we did here. We used a straight edge. Actually, we shouldn't tell you this, but we definitely used this piece as a long straight edge, and kind of did multiple measurements throughout to make sure it all lines up, and got the other left corner there in place marked. So I know these are both completely plumb and true with each other, and we're good to start drilling. And before you start drilling, it's key to know that you start drilling in the corner that's not gonna be shimmed whatsoever. So if we run a level right here and we can say, hey, we're gonna need to run a shim on the outside edge of this lift post in order to get it to sit flat, outside edge, there's not going to be a shim there. You do the same thing from the other direction to say, hey, we know we're gonna need a shim from the garage door edge in my garage. Therefore, there's going to be a shim there. So no shim is going to be in this corner whatsoever. So we'll start drilling this first and use this as kind of the anchor point to set this post in place. Do the same thing with that side. And then you use all the guide holes, so to speak, the bolt holes. You use those to drill the rest once they're in place. And then you start shimming and leveling. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably not going to record me drilling 12 holes, because it's not that interesting. So I'm gonna get these drilled, get the anchor bolts in place, and I'll come back and talk you guys through the next step. All right, so don't look at that side, it's already done. Nice and messy shop, just the way I like it. As you can see, we got these holes drilled out using a little hammer drill, and yeah, they're ready to accept the bolts. I'm gonna go ahead and also use a little bit of concrete anchoring adhesive, basically epoxy for heavy duty anchoring. Definitely not need it, might be overkill, but this is only going in once. This is like 25 bucks a bottle, a can, whatever you want to call this. So I'm gonna throw it in there. I'm gonna overuse it and overdo it just in case. And yeah, let's get these bolts in and let this cure overnight. right, guys, so we've got the tensioners and everything's in place. Hydraulic lines are ran. That's how it looks, just connecting to each hydraulic cylinder, equalizing pressure against it and across. And that's kind of how it looks. So the next step is going to be fill the tank with hydraulic oil. I'm using ISO 32 Tractor Supply oil. You know, you could use whatever. I don't think it really matters that much, to be completely honest, but I'm sure Bucker Hydraulics would beg to differ. Anyways, this is what the wiring looks like. I'm just going to throw it in a little gang box there and call it a day. So my whole shop is wired with 4-wire, 4-gauge. This is 4-wire 8-gauge, but still 4-wire. So obviously this is a 3-wire system, 3-wire 220. So that being said, I'm just gonna neglect the red wire. And when we come over to wiring, don't judge my wiring. I know it's all a mess. We will also neglect the red wire and just not run a neutral. So should be easy, not too worried about it. Lucky for me, all the wiring is already ran. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the wiring, button this up, fill it up with fluid, and see what the next step is. All right, guys, so me being the terrible content creator that I am, got drunk last night and I put together the rest of the lift like a true good American. So greased the top of these pins to drop the pins in. Everything's ran. I've got the under harness bolted in. Same thing on this side. You can kind of see how the mechanism works. There are dual mechanical lock releases on this Advantage lift, not a single one like some of you might be used to. So that's the one negative. It really doesn't matter because I'm not dropping the lift every day, 10 times a day. It's really no extra time off my back. Here's how the wiring looks. Ran it into a regular box all the way up to the power unit. Kind of call it a day looking like that. And yeah, she's looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and cycle it a couple times and then pull the Hemi-Miata in to get working on the Miata with the Scat Pack Hemi. Should be fun.
Oh, looks like you're chilling. Sir.
Huh?
No way.
Appreciate it.
Look underneath. I mean, is it on the 4 points where you put it?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Sir, I think you're chilling. It looks solid.
It shakes back and forth because that one is a little more tension than this one.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that.
Yeah. It was like, it's within spec. I want to worry about it.
Sir, this is sick.
So are you telling me this is how we're going to work on cars for the rest of our lives? That's right. Can't wait for it to fall backwards right now.
Sir, don't say
So we got a car on the roof. Okay, so we got the Miata on the roof. The lift works, so that's a plus. Nobody's dead yet, so that works good. We're going to go ahead and take a look underneath of it. Stock Miata diff. This will be getting swapped out with Dana 60, narrow Dana 60, and putting some real beefy, like 385 beefy rear tires on it. Hoosiers, of course, because we're all adults here and we like to have fun. V8 Roadster frame stiffeners. That box under the PRPs is actually a V8 Roadster universal engine cradle that I'll be welding and powder coating to match actually that lime green with those purple alligators. So we're gonna do some more V8 Roadster parts for the universal engine crane. As you can see, spot welded frame stiffeners. And this was a transmission mount that will probably not be used. I think it's the BMW transmission mount. Likely not be used. Front end, we'll see if we keep it the same, just put coilovers on it, or if we do something funky and go like Mustang 2 or something crazy, who knows. Nonetheless, stock frame, also stiffened and welded and, you know, stitched together, etc. So here's how it looks. Here is the starting point of the Hemi-Miata. It should be fun. It'll be a good build. I'm gonna let it sit up here overnight, 1, to test the new lift, and 2, just because I want to. And in the morning, we are going to give up on trying to move the crate and just take apart the engine as it stands there and use the engine hoist like you're supposed to. So in any case, that's it for now. Catch you guys in the morning.